Hi to our newcomers. If anyone wants the stage, feel free to lift your hand and I'll invite you. I see that Arke managed to come today. Really nice. I hope the timing that we are making it now at 9 p.m. And not at 6 p.m. is better for everyone. Arke, can you lift your hand again? Umina, Ardo, Aaron. See, everyone is here. I see that Koi is here also. Hi, Koi. For those that do not know, Koi is one of our international officers.
Hey, Christian, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you very well.
Thanks for switching on the times for me.
I think it's yeah, I think it's very good timing for everyone.
Yeah, this is perfect. Because otherwise, it'll always be around 6 o'clock for me. It's a bit early.
Mm-hmm.
How's everybody doing today?
Hey, how's it going? I'm good.
I actually wake up like 1 hour ago. I'm still like
really?
sleepy.
Yeah, I literally just woke up about 5 minutes ago. So
Yeah,
it's nice to be outside though.
My sleeping schedule is just extremely chaotic. Like I'm literally sleeping during the day, so it's really weird.
It's crypto, man.
Yeah.
There's no time zones.
Hey guys, how are you?
Hi,
hey, Lumina, how's it going?
Nothing much. Chilling.
From what I see, the new community that contacted me are not available for today for some reason, so I'm not going to be able to present them and make the votes for them. But we can still talk about some other topics. If anyone have a topic, feel free to start first. I'll go first if nobody wants.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, so lately I have like two different ideas that we are working on heavily. We are contacting different teams or companies to try to help us out. And I just wanted to, hear everybody's opinion on two topics. The first one is decentralized podcast or news station, which also includes something like a metaverse letter or newspaper, which we can send to different NFTs, which we are planning to build in the future. I'll also talk more on this, but let's first start with this topic. Anyone has any ideas?
Sounds really cool. How would it work? So will we have an editor or something like that? Or is it more of like an open source place where you can just upload news?
Yes, this is my personal idea. We are at the moment building one pretty difficult website, which will have its own marketplace. We still didn't start. Just I want to point out the technical stuff are still being drawn out. The website is pretty much ready to be released, but we want to make sure that the tools and services that we are offering are properly designed. So the NFTs that we'll be selling there are going to be in several different categories. So, for example, we'll have a newspaper, which will be able to be airdropped to our main NFT collection that we'll be meeting. It's pretty complicated for me to technically and specifically describe the entire use case, but what we are planning to create is something like NFT, but not exactly. It will be like a tool which you'll be able to purchase just like any other tool which you can purchase in a shop. Like, for example, our tool we will have up to 36 gigabyte of free storage space in each NFT we issue. So for example, if we issue 500 NFTs per month, because it will be monthly with just different art collections, but all of those NFTs will be considered of one token collection, which each of those tokens have its own storage space. And you can attach any other file like MP3, MP4, like you can upload an entire video if you want, or you can attach small short videos from your experience in Star Atlas. Doesn't matter if it's in some kind of a space battle or just some kind of a daily experience that you're having. And if you're able to record those videos in a file and then come to our website and marketplace and enter in the tooling system, which pretty much convert your short video or a long video from the metaverse to an NFT. And you can store up to 36 gigabytes of those videos if you want in each of our NFTs. And just recently, this is, I didn't even consult anyone technically competent about this, but what I'm thinking is that it's possible for us to attach different NFTs, which are all holding 36 gigabytes of storage space, and interconnect each of them in order to create a network of data storage through NFTs. So it's kind of complicated for me to properly explain what we're building, but yeah, so far, does anyone understand what I'm saying, and anyone have any questions or something like this?
That sounds like an incredible structure that you have already, Christian.
Yeah, it's like I'm just trying to make sure that when we're issuing it, it's not really considered like a NFT which is purchased for just for a pump and dump or something like this, or just to create some kind of a high appreciation in price or something. What we are just selling is a product, right? A NFT with nice, unique art, which each of them will be with unique art. It will not be like AI generated, randomly generated or something like this. All of the NFTs will be made by hand. And yeah, I'll be able to post more of those, secret reviews and just the art itself to start showing it later on when we're nearly ready. We don't want to just make empty announcements without being exact sure when we'll be able to release and how we're going to, marketing them and just sell them overall. But what I mostly care is the product itself, because imagine you purchase one of those NFTs and then we are able to airdrop you some kind of a different NFTs like the newspaper that we'll be making, or you're able to just convert your videos in NFTs and just continue to create those 36 gigabyte storage space NFTs. And if you are able to connect the main NFT with all of the rest that you're meeting yourself in the future, you'll be able to have like something like a one NFT which contains multiple others. It's like a computer with multiple folders or drives, which you can just constantly expand. It becomes like a forest of NFTs which all have different on storage space, which I think it's extremely unique thing. I don't personally know every blockchain out there or how everybody's NFTs works or what kind of use case they have, but what we're planning is to truly create something very useful, right? Because, for example, if you have I'm from the people that are heavily invested in NFTs. I have like hundreds of different ones, and I'm just sometimes annoyed that I need to send all of them separately. But if I have them all interconnected or attached to one NFT, which is the main NFT, I think that we'll be able to create like NFT which constantly can, expand its value just by the sheer amount of information, videos, or any other data that people can store on their private NFT, right? Because we will be having, we are using Phantom, for example, now to hold our NFTs, and our NFT will be just hold it in Phantom. So it's like a extension to Phantom and its storage space. You can even think about it like this.
So the idea is to make like a blockchain. Each of these NFTs would be like a single block of all the collection you plan to create.
Something like this, yes. We already have the DEX ready, the Star Atlas exchange.
Mhm.
And we're just making tests with that DEX. It's working pretty well. Sometimes there is some bugs, but it's just normal. It's still a clunky technology. There is a lot of bugs to be fixed, and this is one of the reasons that we are creating, just like something like exchange, like Magic Eden or some of the other exchanges. It will be something similar, just for a Star specific NFTs. And Star related NFTs. And
Hey there.
yeah.
Hey there, guys. Let me just get in there real quick. So just to see and make sure I understand kind of what you're saying. So essentially, it's like a big old NFT, and I'm trying to break it down the simplest way I can for me, like a big old NFT collage. Am I pretty much getting what you're saying?
Maybe it's something like this. I'm not really sure exactly what you mean. It's language barrier, but I'm pretty sure that the most easiest way to explain it is just like we'll be able to sell those NFTs both on DEX and in a marketplace, which is extremely important for us because it's good to have this instant liquidity option for people who just want to sell their NFT later on.
Right.
But
All as one is what you're saying.
yes.
Okay. I think I get what you're saying.
And
Sounds dope.
Sorry.
Yeah, go.
Sorry. So I'm just trying to understand. So in order to upload files and view the files, you need to own the NFT. Is that right? Or
Yes. It will be like, think about it like you enter in the website, you're staking your NFT, and then you're able to build on top of it. But you are able to take out your NFT right away, right? So this is the important part, to just be able to stake it, then connect the uploading part of the website to the NFT, and then attach a new NFT, something like this.
right.
On fundamental level. I think this is the most.
And so where are the files going to be stored?
From what I know, the company that I'm in contact with, they have partnership with Filecoin and some other big of the bigger blockchains, which are specifically focusing around storage of data and information. So this is pretty incredible, what they can do and how much they can support such a project. But I can say more about this when the talks are finalized and everything is underway. But I'm pretty sure that the people that we're in contact with are pretty much the best in the space when it comes to storage. So I'm pretty confident that this will be possible. Just I cannot give any exact date. But overall, this idea. Then when we're issuing those NFTs, we're always going to try to issue it on some kind of a static, the same price or something like this each month, and people can just decide which monthly collection is viable or not. It's up to people to if they want to sell them on secondary market or something like this. But they also will have the chance of instant liquidity. So I think this is extremely important.
Can I get some word?
Hi, Cole.
Hi. First of all, thank you for the invitation. I am very glad to be here. I hope everyone is doing well. Just a question to the newsletter part of the thing what you was talking about. The newsletter, is it for us internally? For the Interstellar Alliance, or is it like for people outside of it? Like you have talked about the product. So is that product just internally used, or is it also for outside standing people?
It's designed to be decentralized and fully used by any individual out there, not only to the Interstellar Alliance, but to our organizations interested in the metaverse, or just doesn't matter.
Absolutely, I get that. But my question is it like that we are going to be some kind of content creators internally and provide that information, like the newsletters for people on the metaverse or on different platforms, or how does it look like?
Yes, how we think to design it is pretty much you enter in the website when it comes to the newsletter, and you're able to present a message or write a message, some kind of a message or news or something like this. So you are going to be the provider of the news or whatever message you want to send. Then when you send it, you receive in return the newsletter. So it's pretty much a newsletter which contains the information that people provide, and people in exchange for their information, they're receiving the entire information.
Got it. So everyone who buys the NFT gets the access to that kind of newsletter, and in the same time they get access to some kind of platform where they are going to create some messages to put it on, right?
Yes, and then we'll have, let's say, one or group of people who are going to present those news, and of course we'll try to be to find the most neutral people who are just able to talk about the, let's say, when you're presenting the news and you're receiving the newsletter, you're able to vote on those messages that people put it, right, which they sent, and then they are able to vote for the best news out there. So it will be pretty much the majority deciding which news we should focus on. For example, let's say the top 10 of the news with the most votes are going to be in the next daily or weekly, let's say, newsletter or newspaper.
Got it. Thank you very much.
Does anybody has any ideas on how we can expand it, or any feedback someone can give me? Thank you.
Art, did you want to go? Oh, we lost him.
We lost him, man. But I wanted to say,
Hey, can you guys hear me?
We can hear you
Oh,
now.
we can hear you. Go,
Yeah.
go,
Yeah,
go.
perfect. Sorry, Hardis. Yeah. Yeah, just my question is with the voting system. Can anybody vote, or do you need to own the NFT? Because what my concern is, let's say a guild decides to take majority vote to vote on news that will advantage them. How do we stop that from I guess creating news that's biased for a certain guild or entity, I suppose?
So our idea is the people will have to purchase our NFTs. Let's say one NFT is one soul, right? This will be some kind of a barrier which will automatically do very well in preventing such a malicious voting attack. Maybe I can call it like this. The idea is that, for example, if you want to be able to vote on the news, you're going to have to be invested into the information network which is being sent to this decentralized media, right? The idea is to just the people who own the NFT to be able to get the newspaper, which will give them, because it will also be an NFT, that NFT will give you permission to write a message and to put your vote. So there is all of those, barriers. For example, not all people who own the main NFT collection will receive the newsletter. You have to go and, give the information so you can receive the newsletter, or just to write some kind of a message and then to receive the newspaper. I think this will be just newspaper just for the people who care about the news in the metaverse, or the people who want to give some kind of a news, or to share something, or to vote on the different news or messages that are coming from other people. I think this is the only way we can have some kind of a decentralized media foundation, because you need to have some kind of a technical foundation built in order for all this to work. And then we just need to figure it out how we can make the entire process more automatic.
I think Ardo is the guy to give us some insight on this, because I mean I see this developing amazingly into a news station that is I mean they issued that magazine which it didn't give out any security information. It was just like for fans and for general situation in the space. So Ardo, what do you think about this?
Yeah, no, I absolutely love the concept, and we're working on some plans to be able to integrate some UMO things into our website, but ultimately being able to support a central hub. I think what the podcast idea does for us is it does expand the knowledge base, but also eyes on the UMO in terms of who we are, what we do, and expanding our community. But I think in terms of tying into the project, it's going to take a mass effort, because what you're doing, Christian, is really unique and it's amazing. Just trying to think of ways we can all do our part, so to speak. And I mean, in terms of the medicine, as he was saying, it's nothing secure being put out there, but it's a great way to promote, keep the community engaged and connected, and And we could do something in a magazine once appropriate enough, Christian, for your project. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can charge for the magazine in some way, you know, kind of like a Patreon version of the magazine. You know, you get the extra, you know, back scene stuff, you know, some little extras, but you know, and then you know decide on the pricing. I don't think I'll get into that, but I think it's an amazing idea, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. Normally, when we try to, when I was designing the entire idea, my plan was to just create a useful tool which we can just upgrade constantly, because the entities will be able to like expand its own network of data. So it will be extremely unique, and mostly all of those newspapers and any other project that we'll be building on top of it will be just coming along or be airdropped to the main collection. We don't want to somehow limit the growth of the NFT network they can have themselves, right? For example, I envision myself, for example, if I'm able to have several, or let's say 100 of those NFTs, and I'm able to interconnect them, I'm able to have like thousands of NFT storage space in a way. Or, and I can upload in all of those different NFTs, different information. So I just see it as a tool, just like a hammer, right? I can use the hammer to build a house, but people can harm someone with the hammer as well. So we are making sure that whatever we are doing with this tool is just built for the entire community, but also for the Interstellar Alliance, because the majority of the revenue that comes from this tool, which will be limited monthly issued, will go to the Interstellar Alliance, right? And of course, we'll be paying the developers, the company that we are working, the artists, because the artists will have to pretty much have a constant job to constantly supply with different NFTs, or let's say one collection, or let's say we have a few collections and we can vote on which one to create the newest versions in the future. So we will see exactly how we will be marketing it and how exactly will be the minting schedule. But for sure, we can just create a very useful tool to not only the Star Atlas ecosystem, but to the broader metaverse concept in any blockchain. The best thing is that the NFTs are also multi-chain, so you're able to use them in, from what I remember, six different blockchains, but I will not comment on that at the moment. So it would be really nice if you're able to get and upload all kinds of information to your NFT and then being able to move it anywhere. I think this will be extremely valuable.
Just a quick thought. I do have to head out here pretty quick, but I do like the idea. Another way you can also structure it is how to incentivize people to buy these NFTs by some way incorporating like a subscription to your magazine, for example. So let's say you buy some NFTs, you also get a subscription to the magazine rather than separately purchasing it. Just an idea.
Yeah, yes. What I mean it with the Metaverse magazine is to be for free, right? You just need to own the main NFT and you can just receive the newspaper without paying.
Gotcha.
It will be for
that
free.
makes sense.
The payment, if you can think about payment, the message that you will be writing, or the memory, or the news, or whatever you're going to message us, will be the payment. So it's pretty much for free, right? It just, you can write your opinion about some topic, for example, and this will be visible to other people who will be able to vote, to upvote or downvote. And yeah, there will not be possible for people to send themselves messages or comment on both of the other people messages. They will be able to upvote or downvote them, but that will be up to the people. It's necessary to have this type of messaging system which is connected to blockchain, because we know very well that there is some kind of a bots that can be used for different purposes. But if you need to log in with your wallet, with your Swan or Phantom wallet, doesn't matter, and then you're able to go to our website, enter in the place for the newspaper, and you're able to take out the newspaper, give your message, and that's it pretty much. I know that, for example, some of the organizations already have media teams or people who are making videos and stuff like this. So we'll be able to just, band together all of those people, create like some kind of a metaverse, the metaverse news or something like this. It will be like their own DAO, like separate DAO, and all of those people will be taking care of the news, and all of them will be, taking care of the presentation of the news and, anything else. Maybe this way we can connect all of the different newspapers or letters that are issued by other communities. For example, we can use similar decentralized method for, different newsletters of individuals or just content creators, and people can give them ideas or just feedback in the similar manner. If we can create this type of messaging system for the main NFTs, we can create it for any NFT, right? Or any organization collection, which they can issue some kind of a, let's say, tool or service or even a ship one day in the metaverse. Maybe that will be also interesting to be explored.
Yeah, we can definitely band together our media teams. I know you have a pretty in-depth team, Christian, as well as Equinox, and Lumina as well. So right now, outside of like the magazines and just general, we're getting ready to launch YouTube and things like that. But outside of that, the team's definitely down to cross collaborate and just put all the different ideas together. We know we're going to have different concept, different art, different ideas coming from, our different teams coming together. But that's a part of what makes the UMO strong, is us being able to take our individual sub-organization resources and put them together and in one massive effort for the UMO. And that goes for all things: operations, intel and cybersecurity, graphic design, what have you.
Exactly. The only thing we can focus at the moment without the game is pretty much marketing, media, and similar things that do not really require any gaming or anything similar like this. So we can just collaborate and make a test on how, for example, I don't know if anyone here tested the Squats DAOs. For example, how their DAO was working was pretty much you can issue some kind of a test tokens, and you can just send one token to, or for each proposal, you can issue one token to everyone, and everyone can use that one token to vote on the different news. For example, let's say the top 10, the most upvoted news will be then individually voted by the entire community media teams. And they would be the ones pretty much voting and deciding what kind of information should come out. I think this will be the most decentralized way to decide which news should be, released or not. What do you guys think?
Yeah, man, it sounds like a great idea. I'm definitely on board with this.
I'm on board.
I'm pretty sure that, this will be the most, accurate way to present accurate information to the general members of, the United Metaverse Organizations. If, we are all able to give the necessary information to the news, and then this news can then be transferred to people, I think this will be the best thing. And our members will not going to just get NFT, but they will be getting something that they can use for all kinds of different purposes, not only for just voting purposes or just for news. You'll be able to just use it like your backpack in a MMO game or something like this.
Yeah, it's just thinking.
I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry, go on, Lumina.
No, I was just gonna say, did you say a weekly or monthly?
Most likely it will be monthly. Our artist is just physically not possible for her to make more than 500 NFTs per month. So probably it will be less than that, or something like this, but for sure it will be limited, and each month will be slightly different NFTs, right? Because we want to just have all of those NFTs to be interconnected, so it doesn't really matter which one comes first. Everyone can be a main NFT, and all the rest you can just upgrade the main one with them. So it doesn't really matter which month you buy the NFT, which I think is the best thing, right? This is why it can become such a useful tool, and not to be directly viewed as NFT, but just like a product which you can purchase. Let's say your microwave is heating food, right? Your car can drive you from point A to point B, right? This is all tools that are useful in some way. In the car, you have a lot of storage space, so you can put a lot of stuff if you're moving. The same is with this NFT. You can upload a lot of different files to this NFT.
Hi there. So just to make sure I'm following, so you get the NFT, right? Or the art, whatever is released. You do that, you get the metazine, boom, that's free. Then you also get this other thing that's like a pseudo kind of NFT, like the backpack thing that you're talking about, where you can put in like your NFTs that you buy from the collections, or I guess this is a separate question too. Can you put like other? Well, I guess no. You did say that you can put other stuff in there, right? Other kind of like video files and all that kind of whatever NFTs. So it's kind of like we got kind of like what 2, 3, 4 different things here.
Yes, we are thinking to just create, one collection which can have multiple or several or dozens of different use cases in the same time. So, for example, you can even think it like this. You're purchasing the main NFT and you go to give your message so you can receive the newspaper. And that newspaper will be an NFT with 36 gigabytes of storage space, and which will be in your inventory. You understand what I mean? In
So
the main
the magazine, the magazine itself is the storage backpack.
Yes, and you can have multiple of those, right? Or you can have some kind of a different NFT which is issued in the future, which can also have 36 gigabytes of storage space. So all of a sudden you have like one NFT with like hundreds, thousands. I don't know how much different NFTs will be able to issue, and or people to just create themselves somehow in the future. But for sure, people will be able to expand that backpack in without limits, pretty much.
Okay, I think I kind of see what you're saying, but it almost sounds like the metazine and the backpack thing, that should almost be its own, like two separate things, shouldn't it? Like,
yes,
just have the backpack be a thing.
Normally it can be a thing, but you still need to issue the main NFT, which will be storing everything.
There needs to be something in it for it to exist, is what you're saying?
Yes, but the main NFT will have its own 36 gigabytes of space without anything else, right?
So maybe even not for each metazine that you get, but maybe just for your initial magazine that you get, or metazine, then you get the backpack, and then you can keep storing into it until maybe eventually that fills up, and then I guess after that, I don't know, you buy another one.
Yes, in theory, you can just purchase another one and just create all of those different storage units full of information, or just like your computer, you have like, let's say 10 folders, and you are holding different files in it, different videos, all kinds of different pictures or whatever. You can even keep recipes, like kitchen recipes, or entire books. You can just store in each file or in each NFT which is attached to the main NFT. You can store entire books, for example. You can literally carry all the information you can possibly find, just depending on how much it will be. Probably the only limitations is that you are going to have to pay for the fees, which is to authorize the transactions and stuff like this. And the Solana fees are not that much, so it's not something incredible. It's also important to know how much it costs to, because when you're minting an NFT, it's normally a little bit more than transaction. So probably there will be a little bit extra, like who knows, 0.01 or something like this, if we build everything on Sol. Something like this, most likely.
Okay, I think I'm following. It's going over my head a little bit there for a second, but definitely sounds like a dope idea, and something that needs to definitely get worked out.
Yeah, for sure. And this is why I'm presenting it to everyone, because I view it as a community project, and just for the information, all the funds that will be out of the salary of the developers and the artists will go to the Interstellar Alliance DAO, which pretty much will be spent only for like quant, which will be able to just put anywhere in the metaverse. This is the idea. We'll be able to create our NFT idea is connected to another idea, which is to create jobs in the future in the metaverse, right? For each one with mining equipment, there will be required people which will be taking care of that want, right? So we are able to create in this way jobs maybe in the future. We'll try to contact more people on this. It's pretty complicated, but yeah. I had even a question towards Michael about this. If we are able to have some kind of a public-private / government, like some kind of a organization which or interactions, pretty much the government can send unemployed people for to the Interstellar Alliance for education and work. For example, unemployed people can come, receive 1 month of education on blockchain education or metaverse education or whatever. We can find them work to do in the metaverse, educate them for 1 month, and then give them job, some kind of a minimum wage or something transitionary, just so people can do something and create some kind of a value for themselves and their family if they don't have any other alternative for the moment. So I think it's pretty noble thing, and if we are able to do it in different nations, that will be even more incredible. It would be really nice to see, for example, I remember Ko is one of the officers from Germany, and I envision different members from the Interstellar Alliance and any other of the organizations in the UMO are able to just gather together, contact their governments, create this public-private partnership, which, for example, in some nations, the unemployment benefits that are going to people or the employment service, that is national unemployment service, have to send someone to a job, and the government is paying like 40% of the salary, and the person who is providing the job is paying like 60, or there is some kind of different rules in different nations, but I'm pretty sure that the governments will be pretty happy if they have some kind of alternative for the lack of jobs, which is the biggest issue at the moment in the world. Just many people are losing their jobs for different reasons, automation, and just the current situation that's happening. So I think it's extremely important for our nations, companies, individuals, and anyone else to have some kind of a backup plan when it comes to just how they are able to create alternative value for themselves. Nowadays, those chances are, being very limited to a lot of people. So I want to do something about that with the help of the governments, of course. If it's possible, I think that this is the only way we can decentralize a government, right? I have zero doubt that this can be a possibility one day in the future. For example, but of course, I'm not talking about some big governments with a lot of guns and tanks, right? I'm talking about smaller nations like Iceland, for example, who can profit a lot by decentralizing their government and be able to create out of those services which are connected to metaverses or just some kind of a blockchain systems, and are able to be more competitive in a global scale. I think those small nations can be a lot more organized and actually do something like this than bigger nations. For the bigger nations will be extremely difficult to transition, but I think that nations like Iceland, who are focusing on the blockchain space heavily, they are highly interested in things like this. there is organizations here who are actively working for the education system here in Iceland to provide the best education possible. So blockchain education is highly required nowadays. Just if anybody is good with Rust or something like this, probably they understand. I cannot comment personally, but the developers out there are highly looked after. People are really require them in all kinds of different companies. So I think if we are able to create all of those ways to create value to people, educate them, find them some kind of basic job in the metaverse, I think that would be really nice. And depending on how much available the people are looking for jobs, we are able to for example, one person is able maybe to take care of more than just one plot of land in the metaverse. Maybe he's able to take care of 20, 50, 100 different plots, and he's able to get percentage of the mining that is happening on that one. And he's able to generate a monthly salary, for example. In his case, it will be depending on how much time requires to mine and extract value out of the mining equipment that they'll be coming, I think, in a couple of months in the metaverse. So we'll know more about this then. If anyone from the public want to ask some questions, feel free to raise your hand. I'll put you on stage. All right.
Hey, Christian, something I needed to bring up. So all the leaders of UMO organizations, please make sure to put your name in the Metaverse Council chat so that I can get you the proper rank over in the Final Frontiers Council. But also, Christian, I don't know where you want them to post it. I figured Metaverse Council chat, but if everyone who already has a logo for your organization, if you could please put your a PNG file of your logo there. Here soon, my graphics department is going to be working on something awesome for the UMO.
What did you need again? The names of everyone who is in the UMO, right?
Yes, if you're part of your organization's leadership in the UMO, I need to know those names so that they can have appropriate rank over in the Final Frontier for being able to communicate with us over there in the council chat. But also, all organizations, if they could put a PNG file of their logo in the Metaverse Council chat, because here soon my graphics team is going to build something pretty nice for the UMO.
It's an amazing idea, man. I mean, I need to ask Igonath about Bulk's logo. He said he would listen in. He's here. So I just wanted to give you an idea that I tried to float yesterday on the Star Atlas voice, but my mic wasn't working. I know. Can you hear me normally now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, all right. So I know we got cool communities. We have a lot of people on Twitter, people we can reach out to. So I was.
What was that last part again?
Oh, 1 sec. I think something's wrong with the mic again. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
All right. So I'm thinking about in general, Star Atlas success. We are really getting there.
Now we're losing you again.
Yeah, we lost you there, bro.
What? Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's better.
Oh, right. So, sorry about this, guys. There's something's with my mic. So the idea is we need
We lost you again. Yeah, sorry. We didn't hear you.
I need to fix this thing. Sorry, guys.
All right, let's.
I'll write my thing in the text chat.
All right. I just made a announcement to everyone in the Metaverse channel, the Metaverse Council channel. I'm pretty sure that everyone who sees it will be able to just write you the basic information. Ardo.
Yeah. Okay.
By the way, everyone, I wanted to also say something about Metaverse Council meetings. I was talking with Santi, and we are thinking maybe it would be a good idea to make a test with the next UMO meeting to be held in the Star Atlas channel, so we can increase the exposure and just to improve the communication with the broader community. Maybe we already had a couple of meetings that were here in the Interstellar Alliance, but I think that it would be much better if we make it more decentralized, those meetings, right? It would be nice if we can just create some kind of a hour in the Star Atlas Discord, which each week we will be meeting, right? So, different people will be able to present the meeting and, to host the meeting and, just lead the communications and, maybe just create something similar to what we are doing, just in front of more people.
I think that sounds like a good idea there, Christian. I like that. Sorry, my voice is my mic isn't picking up my voice for some reason. I have to keep going in and out of the audience/speaker.
Yeah, it's
But
weird.
yeah,
I also like the quality in the Star Atlas channel is much better. So,
will we have permission to host our meetings there?
I speak with Santi. He likes the idea. We will discuss more about it, and maybe I will be able to make an announcement in the upcoming days.
Outstanding.
I see that the bootneck is raising his hand. I send you invite to the stage. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Yeah, I think the Discord is acting weird today.
Yeah, it is.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
At all?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Finally. What's going on with Discord today?
I don't know, but I see that a lot of channels are having issues lately.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, Ardo, I mean, I don't want to spoil your little surprise for the UMO, but are you guys planning to create some sort of like a graphic with all the UMO organizations in it, like a United Nations type logo thing? Is that what you have in your mind? If that is the case, we were working on the same thing. So,
Yes.
okay, then, well, maybe we shouldn't use our resources for that.
Well, you can, You know, when organizations are doing something, they normally always have a backup on their backup ones. So it's pretty good to have like 2-3 examples of the same thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just so we have broader, just artistic and just ideas in the different things that we are doing in the UMO.
Absolutely. I mean, it just feels great because I mean, this UMO organization that we have, I think the best thing is like all the people here, we kind of think alike, and we have the same, well, very very similar vision for metaverse, and trying to build this together. This is just really great.
It truly is amazing. I personally didn't think that you can have a metaverse without a society, right? It just, yes, you can build a game, you can build metaverse, whatever, but if you don't have the community, why you're even there, right? What is the point? So I think that this is the point. What we are doing at the moment is the point.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, look at the growth we've all had. You know, Christian leading the way with the first guild of Star Atlas, but you know, when you look out there and see the media starting to get involved, the traditional support starting to get involved in the metaverse, and looking at the UMO because of all the work you guys are all putting in. Look how far we've come. You know, it was just a few months ago, this was just a concept and a dream. And now look at the UMO today, right? It's not only historical for the Accords, but it's so historical for the first true alliance of the metaverse, no matter what metaverse it is, just metaverse in general. And I look forward to just seeing at the end of this year where we are, and what we will do and will be capable of doing beyond that.
This was exactly the point with the entire alliance and the UMO. I just wanted to, you know, create something which attracts the attention of people, right? Because if you are working with other people, you're much more appealing to people who want to work with you, right? If you already have some kind of experience in a space which is unique, and you have the necessary contacts, and you have the necessary partnerships, organizations, already established ideas, protocols. For example, one of the main goals with the Metaverse Council is to create Metaverse protocols, right? Because this is one of the most important thing, I think, when it comes to the Interstellar Stargate Network that we are going to be focusing on building in this upcoming Metaverse. It will be the only possible way will be to do it with all of the organizations, right? And I was speaking about this on the last meeting, but sadly the recording was not working. So, but I will repeat it this time again. In the metaverse, each organization will be able to build their own Stargate, right? Let's say that the Interstellar Alliance have a Stargate to Final Frontier, right? Will be connected with this transportation system. So what are we going to do? For example, the Interstellar Alliance wants to send people to the Final Frontier. It will be our responsibility to send, people who are not hostile to the Final Frontier, or to us, of course, and to make sure that the people are just, for example, let's say their account is not new. Let's say the account and the name, because we will also have names in the metaverse, will need to be, let's say, 1 month old or older. It can't be 1 week old or 1 day old, right? It needs to have good karma, for example. This will also be required for people to go through our portal so they can go to final frontier. And we will expect the same thing from everybody else, of course. This will prevent us, sending bad actors to each other, which are like pirates or people who want to harm or just destroy something in the danger zone specifically, which will be the most important thing I'm personally focusing on. And how exactly, also we need to think how exactly we'll be, taxing or sending people through the teleports. For example, let's say that to send someone through this network don't require anything, right? Let's say that you can just teleport easily, but you first need to build this entire structure, the Dyson sphere and the Stargate. When you build it, most likely you have to create some kind of price system, which you can open the portal for. Let's say that you want to slowly but steadily create a return on your investment, which you invested in order to build the Stargate, right? Then you'll be required, for example, to have some kind of a bus ticket, right? Like cents. I'm not talking about dollars, but if you want to, I'm not sure about the pricing and how expensive it will be, but it will be good if each organization decide how much they want their ticket to cost on their own. But I think it would be good to have some kind of a base price. Let's say $1. This is the base. We cannot go under. People can decide to sell their tickets for more expensive. For example, let's say that I spent, let's say, 1,000 gold. This is just brute example, but let's say you spent 1,000 gold in order to build Stargate in certain area, which is very dangerous area, and it was too far away, right? So you paid a lot more to build this Stargate. So, for example, you'll be able to require that your tickets are more expensive because you choose to build it much further away. So if it's much further away, it will save more fuel for people who want to travel from the 2 points by just using their engines and not Stargate, right? So the pricing will be just calculated basic and it will be based on the fuel cost. So it will be like pegged. We need to consider it like in this way. For example, if you need 100 gold or no, I will speak in Atlas. It will be better. Let's say you require 100 Atlas in fuel costs in order to go from point A to point B. You'll be required to somehow calculate the price of the Atlas cost from the closest Stargate to you, and then divide it on the ticket, I guess, or on something else. In this way, everybody will keep their sovereignty over their own pricing and their own teleport, right? I think this will be also important. And we also need to take under consideration that, for example, if the Interstellar Alliance sends some, bad actor or, pirates or, someone hostile to the final frontier, the final frontier can, for example, decide to not allow people to travel from the Interstellar Alliance Stargate to their Stargate, right? Because we're like sending bad actors to them, right? So probably there will be this type of system which you can pretty much ban each other from, coming and sending bad people to us, right? I think this is also important, even more important than just being able to travel through the Stargate, because we do not know who else will be able to connect to the Stargate system. So we are going to be required to keep in touch with all of the corridors that we are creating in the future. We're just not sure exactly about the topography of the map, so it's pretty hard to talk about anything more than that. Anyone have any idea on everything that I just said?
No, that sounds great. And also, you brought up an important point, like what happens if a bad actor is sent? Well, that's why we came up with the Accords, right? Because a part of the Accord says, hey, Final Frontier has a bad actor that came through that gate in the Stellar Alliance. The council is going to form and make a decision. First and foremost, if they acted out of malicious intent, they're gone from the Final Frontier. But then, Interstellar Alliance can say, hey, we've handled it already, or hey, let's form the council and decide if this person deserves a bounty or, permanent ban from any UMO organization, whatever that may be. So great you brought that up, Christian.
Yeah, I think that we need to think about those things, because pretty much if we, in the future we'll be creating new accords, or we'll be removing old accords that are just outdated or something like this. We'll be out voting on all of those, movements of the accords or something like this, of course. So it will be really important for all of us to be able to create these metaverse protocols that I was talking about. For example, if we have like a price set, which is, for example, you cannot sell your ticket under $1 or something like this, or let's say one Atlas, because if you are selling it for more, you'll be counterproductive on the equation, which makes the value pegged to the fuel costs. In this way, it's just impossible for people to go under in a way, right? And if this becomes a standard, it will be like a price set. So it's making it stable. It can just be used for all kinds of different purposes, and it will be, very easy for people to just use it in the metaverse, because we already created this network between each other. So if we are able to use, in the future, one currency, for example, or some kind of a token, which is just pegged to this price, I think this might be a very interesting idea to think about. Just now we are selling oil, in barrels, which is pegged to the supply of oil in the refineries. So if we are able to peg value directly to the fuel in the metaverse, we are also able to create some kind of stable value. Of course, with the tickets, maybe we are able to somehow create, some kind of a basic, like a tax or something like this. We can just think about it like, let's say 1% of the tickets from each organization will be, gathered together for the security of the metaverse, right? For the network. For example, we have teams which, will be trained by different of the different organizations, and all of those teams will be required to be on standby, for example, in case some Stargate requires assistance or some kind of a military backup or help or whatever. And all of those teams are able to, just travel from point A to point B very fast through those Stargate networks. In this way, we can create a security protocol, metaverse security protocol. For example, each organization is required to have 5 people, for example. which are constantly on standby in different stargates around the metaverse. And if one of those stargates is attacked, the rest are sending help. No, something similar.
Love it.
Also on the same topic about the stargates, when it comes to the locations that we are going to build those targets in, I think it will be very important for us when we are about to leave the safe zone and the medium zone, which will be our main zone for mining, the medium zone. When we are able to see the map topography of the metaverse, where exactly we'll be spawning, etc., we are going to be able to create the strategy. We already have a strategy, but we will be able to update the strategy we already have with the metaverse topography, and we're going to be able to decide exactly where we should build the headquarters and how exactly to organize our organizations to build around the United Metaverse Organizations headquarters in the metaverse. Let's say that we'll have 3 different hubs. One will be in the mud, in the Oni, and Ustur faction. And for example, in the mud faction, where we will be focusing on, we will be trying to expand as much in the medium zone as possible. Our headquarters will be on the bridge between the safe and the medium zone. The headquarters will be in the safe zone, and right next to it will be the start of the medium zone where our mining operations will start. So people who choose to only put their mining claims and the want in the safe zone will be able to put it around the headquarters, and those who choose to take the high risk and to build in the medium zone and solely to expand towards the danger zone will be able to choose the same, but they will know that their headquarters and the headquarters of the rest of the UMO members is close, right next to the safe zone, and they are like a wall which are constantly, blocking the safe zone to the medium zone. I can't really say blocking, but people will still be able to travel, of course. But if our headquarters are exactly next to the medium zone, it will be much easier for us to send help to our mining installations and want in the medium zone, which is exactly next to the safe zone. Right? So it will be extremely productive when it comes to fuel costs. It will be efficient because we will not take that much time to travel from the safe zone to the medium zone. We'll be able to quickly go in and retreat as we please, pretty much. So it will be really much safer. We'll have to only focus our defenses in the zones that are not built right next to the safe zone, from which our safe zone headquarters is, making sure that the people that are coming are pretty much safe. We are also able to create a metaverse protocol for the people that are required to go in the medium and danger zone. For example, let's say that new players who start like right away cannot, or new wallets which are registered with a name cannot go in the medium zone right away when they make their account. But for example, they need 1 month of basic training in the safe zone before they're able to be permitted to go in the safe zone, in the medium zone. Of course, maybe we make it 1 day training or 1 week training, doesn't matter, 1 hour training. But, the people that are coming, they will have to take some kind of extra responsibility, and they need to be credible. So it's not very good if they are just brand new people with brand new accounts that you cannot see his past karma, and you cannot, decide if this person is dangerous if you let him go in the danger zone, and will he, what is the chance that he conduct something or do something bad, right? It's very hard to deduct this with new players, but it's much easier when you're dealing with veterans or people who, have their account from 1 year ago or something like this. All right. I see that it's already the meeting is going for an hour and a half nearly. So we can have like 5 more minutes if everyone agrees, and just ask some questions. I see that the bootneck is interested in asking something. Yeah, I sent you an invite. So we have like 5 more minutes, I guess.
Hey there, can you hear me?
Yes, I do.
Hey
Hi.
guys, how you doing? So I jumped in a bit late, so I didn't catch the very beginning of this meeting. But yeah, it's all valid stuff. It's very interesting. I was just hopping on sort of shamelessly just to say as well, the Alessio family have their second sit down in roughly half an hour. So if anyone wants to join us on Twitter Spaces, you are all more than welcome.
Awesome.
Should be good fun.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks, Christian.
Welcome. Thank you for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Okay, anyone else? Something final words? I said you invite Hardas. All right. Well, I guess we can just call it a day. It was pretty productive, I think. My apology if I was, not making that much sense from time to time.
Nah, man, you're all good. Guys, while I have this mic working, I want to float you the idea to reach out to different NASA professionals, astronauts, float them the idea about Star Atlas and Interstellar Alliance. Sig yesterday told me that he thinks he knows how to do it, but it would be fun to brainstorm on that, because we just need more endorsements from people like Chris Hadfield, or anyone who is outspoken in social media.
That might be interesting. Of course, I'm not really sure if those people truly realize the value of the community here or the metaverse that we're trying to build. So, I don't really put too much faith in other people other than the people that I know that are actively working. Normally, I just hope that whoever comes will have best intentions and just, try to provide some value to the community, and if they can create some kind of a tour service that can be useful to everyone, that would be really great.
Oh, definitely, man. I mean, even if they had their own like organization within Star Atlas, it would be amazing just to have them endorse the project. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that this endorsement will come with from what I know from the bigger investors that are looking into the metaverse. I don't know if people are checking the news, and all of those bigger banks at the moment are saying that the metaverse is the brand new thing. While, for example, companies like Facebook, their stock are plummeting.
They're wasting $billions.
Yeah, and I personally think that people can become skeptic of metaverses and stuff like this without seeing them, but here we don't really need that much to see because we are actively building it, right? I'm pretty sure that even if something happens and the lights go off or something, I'm pretty sure that the community will be able to contain the values that we're building, and they're going to be able to spread them in the metaverse that we're going to build. Doesn't matter whoever team in the future is actively still building around Star Atlas. I'm pretty sure that there will be a lot of people who will be very interested in the future of such a metaverses, because the more money are coming in this metaverse, the more publicity there is. So yeah, marketing and just expanding and being able to just bring all kinds of different people and funds from different sectors to the metaverse, it's going to be very valuable for everyone, because if the metaverse grows, all of us are growing as well with it. So it's beneficial to everyone.
Definitely, man. I mean, it's just some random idea I had the other day.
No, I think all the random ideas can be very useful, because normally they are random, right? If it was normal, it's not going to be that useful. Just everybody was going to know about it. But yeah, thank you very much, everyone, for coming again. I'm happy every time.
Let's go for that sit down with the Atlesio family. How can we reach them?
Just go in the Twitter, and I'm pretty sure that they will be tagging Star Atlas, and they will be tagging all of the rest of the organizations. So I'm pretty sure that everyone will be able to see their notification. I'm just I have some business to take care of, so I'm not going to be able to join, sadly. But I hope everybody has fun. It was a long call, but thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, man. Thank you for hosting this. Also, I want to promote the bulk Elite Dangerous set tomorrow. Just lounging and setting up, destroying some pirates with the bulk guys.
All right, everyone. Take care. Thank you for coming. Bye from me.
And Christian, thank you very much again. Maybe we talk in the coming days about the international side of the coin.
All right.
Take care, man.
We can have a call again. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.